Hello, fifth graders. So today we're going to be focusing on topic 13.3, which is write numerical expressions. So basically this is an addition to order of operations and evaluating expressions. What we're going to just be doing today is I'm going to give you a sentence and you're just going to have to write what the expression looks like. So in order to even begin this, we need to go over some vocabulary. So I'm going to write down some vocabulary. I'm going to ask you what this stands for. So if we see the word times. So for example, if we're given, let's say, find 8.5 times 5. Okay? Times stands for multiplication. So we know we're multiplying. If I were to say find the sum of 15, 5, and 3, well, sum means you're adding them. So you're adding 15, 5, and 3. Okay? If I were to say find the quotient of 24 and 6, that means that I'm dividing 24 and 6 to get the answer to a division problem. So that's division. If I were to say find the difference of 30 and 5. So find the difference of something. That means I'm subtracting. If I were to say find the product of 7, 10, and 12, that means I'm multiplying 7, 10, and 12. All right, those are the real basics. Difference is subtraction, product multiplication, division quotient, sum addition, times multiplication. Okay, there are some other ones I do want to talk about really quick. There's something if you see the word triple. For example, triple 5. Okay, that could either mean 5 plus 5 plus 5, or if you're saying triple 5, you can do 5 times 3. Same thing with double. If they say double 25, it can mean 25 plus 25, or it can mean 25 times 2. All right, there's one more I do really want to go over, and it's from. Okay, so you may see this in a word problem. It says something like take 18 from 20. So in that sentence, 18 was first. But if you're taking 18 from something or anything from something else, what do you think that stands for? Do you think it stands for addition, division, subtraction, or multiplication? Well, it actually stands for subtraction. Okay? So take 18 from 20. Do you think you'd write it like this? Or do you think you'd write it like this? Is this 18 from 20, taking 18 from 20? Or is this taking 18 from 20? All right, so actually this is taking 18 from 20. This problem here would be taking 20 from 18. So I'm gonna let you know whenever you see from, I would suggest circling it, because a lot of students every single year get a little tricked when they see the word from, and they sometimes swap it. All right, and we know with subtraction, the commutative property does not apply, meaning that we can't just flip the numbers because we get a totally different answer. All right, so this is some of the vocabulary that you need to know, and a lot of it we already do know, but I just kind of wanted to review it really quick. All right, so let's do some examples. So in your workbook, that's what I'm looking at right now. Okay, in your workbook on page 749 is where I'm looking. So I would suggest opening up to page 749 in your workbook and completing these with me. All right, so all we're doing, we're not even solving, we're just writing what the expression is and how it looks. So So the first problem, it says add 91, 129, and 16, and then divide by 44. So I like to underline the vocab words we just went over, which is add and divide. So I know I'm adding and dividing. So I'm adding, but what am I adding? Am I adding these or am I adding this? Well, I'm adding 91, 129, and 16. And what I would suggest is to put all of those in parentheses. 91 plus 129 plus 16, all in parentheses. And then divide by 44. All right? If we didn't have parentheses around 91, 129, and 16, so for example, if I took away these parentheses, what would we actually be doing first? Well, if I took these parentheses away, we would actually be doing this. And is that what the word problem says to do? 16 divided by 44? It doesn't. So make sure you put, I would just suggest putting parentheses around any group of things. Just makes it more organized and it keeps everything in a row and helps you stay more organized. All right, so that's that one. Let's look at a different one. Okay, it says find 8.5 times the difference between 77 and 13. So I see the word times and I see the word difference. I know times means multiplication and I know difference means subtraction. So we need to figure out, what are we multiplying? What are we subtracting? What do you think? Are we multiplying this number or are we multiplying these numbers? Well, we're multiplying this number, okay? 8.5 times something, okay? And then the difference between, so are we subtracting these two numbers or are we subtracting this number, 8.5? We're subtracting 77 and 13. So we're subtracting those two numbers, so where that and is, you can just put a subtraction sign. So let's show that. The difference between 77 and 13, it looks like this. 77 minus 13. And I like to put it in parentheses to keep myself organized, okay? Now, we're finding 8.5 times this difference. So does it really matter where we put the 8.5? Can we put 8.5 times over here? Can we put 8.5 times over here? Does it really matter? It actually doesn't, okay? I read this though as just saying 8.5 times this. But if you put the 8.5 times over here, like times 8.5, it doesn't matter because multiplication is commutative. And as long as you have these in parentheses, okay, it doesn't matter what side you put it on because you'll still get the same answer. All right, so let's look at this next one, number 9. Ooh, number 9 has that tricky word from. Okay, so I see subtract and I see sum. Okay, so sum of 234 and 8. All right, well, that's what I am doing with those two, 234 and 8. Now, sum stands for addition. So I'm going to add 234 and 8. So I'm going to add 234 plus 8. And again, I'm going to put those in parentheses. It just keeps it organized. Can't hurt to put things in parentheses, okay? Now, I'm subtracting 55 from this. So where would the 55 go? Would the 55 go in the front or the back if we're taking 55 from this amount? Well, the 55 will go at the back. Okay, and from is a tricky word, and it takes a little bit to kind of get into a pattern of that, but taking 55 from this amount. Okay, 234 plus 8 minus 55. Okay, if we put 55 in the front, we did 55 minus 234 plus 8. That would be like saying we're taking 234 plus 8 from 55. All right. So what I want you guys to do now, there's going to be a little Google form attached to this ed puzzle, and I want you to complete that Google form that's attached to this ed puzzle, all right? Now, this topic is our second to last topic in this chapter. We have this lesson, and then we have the lesson that we're gonna do on Friday. And then we're pretty much done, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a test on Tuesday. I'm gonna have a test on Tuesday, which is March 31st, all right? And what I'm thinking is that on Monday, March 30th, okay, we are going to do a little Zoom session where I'm gonna have everyone log on, and then independently you're going to complete your, let's see, where is it? Your topic 13 assessment. Okay, so let me zoom out real quick. You're gonna complete your topic 13 assessment, and I will be there through Zoom, so if you have any questions or you're unsure of what to do, you'll be able to ask me any questions that you have, all right? So that is going to be on Monday, our Zoom session on Monday, and then Tuesday we will have a test, okay? So please make every effort to attend our Zoom session on Monday, because I will be there to answer any questions you have on this review. All right, have a good day.